Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Are you up there? We can't see you.
Huh? Who let her in here? Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Reverend Arlene was supposed to be here. Well, there goes that cane. I give up on it. Was supposed to be here this morning, but her and Rocky are home sleeping so they can work tonight. And he wishes he could. I'll tell you, he moans the whole time she's gone. And so I told her I'd preach for her. So I'm sorry. So anyway, this month we're supposed to be preaching on Revelation. Well, I kept trying and trying. You know, I got to do all this research and stuff. I kept trying. I kept thinking, this Revelation thing is just not coming to me. I'm just not getting the feeling. You know, I went to Reverend Mike's Tuesday morning for Bible study, and I said, Mike, this Revelation thing is just not coming to me. And he said, well, preach on Advent. And I thought, well, okay. I went home, researched Advent, you know, and I thought, no, this didn't get me either. The whole time I'm sitting there doing all this, I'm going, boy, I can't wait to homecoming. I just can't wait to homecoming. I just love homecoming. I kept thinking about homecoming and all. And I'd look up somewhere, and I kept thinking, darn, we got a week to homecoming, and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, here we go. I'm going to talk about homecoming today, or homecomings today. So I thought, well, God always does that to me. I'll be thinking and thinking about something, and he'll just come to me and say, this is what you need to talk about. I thought, okay. So today we're going to talk about homecoming instead of Revelation. I'm sorry, I'll leave that up to him the rest of the month. That's what God gave me, so I had a revelation. There you go. So, thank you, Joe. That was good. Okay. Okay, next weekend will be our homecoming. 15 years. And our pastor's anniversary is 15 years. So, and I got to thinking, I thought, you know, why do they call it homecoming? I know football homecomings and all that stuff. And I thought, why do they call it church homecomings? So what I got was that homecomings are primarily a southern thing. A southern thing. They have them some up north. I have a friend that from high school that I graduated with that I found on the internet with, you know, all my thousand-some friends. She was just mixed in there. And I told her, I said, we write back and forth. I said, I'm getting all excited about her homecoming. She wrote back and said, what is a homecoming? And this is a really, really religious person. I'm going, you don't know what a homecoming is? She said, no. Well, she lives in Wisconsin. So, anyway, but homecomings are primarily a southern thing. And what it was, a lot of the southern people migrated up north, especially after the Civil War and all, and everything was tore up and all. And my family did that. My family's from Kentucky, and they migrated up north. And because there was no jobs. We moved to Indianapolis. That's where I was born. It's way before I was born. But they also migrated up there. I'm sorry. And what it was, they'd go up there, and then their home churches once a year would have a homecoming. And everybody would come home to their home church and to their hometown at a certain time of the year. They would come home and, you know, introduce new, you know, the Yankee women that they had married or the Yankee men they had married and had them little Yankee babies and all that. And, you know, and they would, you know, catch up on the family and see the family and see how the church was doing. But that would be once a year. That would be what the homecoming was. They would have some preaching and music, and then they would have a picnic usually outside on the ground. And that's where the homecoming part came, because I kept thinking, okay, where did that come from? But, you know, I love homecoming. Arlene and I just love homecoming ever since we first started here, and everybody got us so excited. We started here in March, and everybody, even then, they were going, oh, I can't wait till homecoming. I can't wait till y'all see Miss Evelyn, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, what is this homecoming thing? You know, well, I found out. And Arlene and I have loved homecoming ever since then. We've been here, it'll be 8 years, I think, in March we'll be here. And we always see Miss Evelyn and all. I mean, we like Spirit Fest, but I think we get more excited over Homecoming. Spirit Fest is okay. It's big and nice, expensive, and that's why we don't go. And it's nice and all, but Homecoming is like our time. Our little time, our church, that we get to have people in and do things and have our own little things celebrating our home. So I think that's why we get a little bit more excited over Homecoming than we do Spirit Fest. Okay, let me get my notes here. I'm getting all the way out. And so, we've had a lot to be thankful for here at our little church. I believe our church did it start in y'all's? Okay, and so I knew it was somebody's living room. The church started in somebody's living room, a few people, and then eventually you started renting places, but they had to carry everything around in the trunk of the car. It was church in the trunk, and and carried in and back out and renting, and and all this, and then eventually it was right before we started, they got the church here. So they finally grew to where they got the church, and now, nobody can tell them, you can't do this, you can't do that. Of course, we don't always have the money to do this or that, but nobody can tell us we can't do it. but they didn't have to carry everything around in the cars no more. So we've got a lot to be thankful for in the last 15 years. And also we've got to be thankful that we've still got the two original people, our pastor and Ronnie, that, had the feeling in their heart to start this church and hung in there. So, anyway, that's what but just like the original, good old original homecomings, our homecoming is usually around the weekend, around the 12th of December. And we do about the same thing the old original homecomings do. We have good preaching. We have great music. We have people come in, great music. Of course, we eat. We always eat. We always make an excuse to eat no matter. And great and fellowship. We get to see people we haven't seen sometimes for the last year. Sometimes Reverend Randy and them will come during the year, but usually, we get to see Reverend Randy and Fred. We never get to see Fred. And Connie Donnell. It's all the old friends, so it's sort of like the old original homecomings. We get together and celebrate the church and our pastor and get to do that. So that's really a good time. But homecoming isn't about this building. This building is a house. It started out as a log cabin in the 1700s up here on the hill. You could see the people out here probably on the porch. Dickerson Road probably was just a path if it was anything down there. And children playing, and this was somebody's home, and then they eventually added onto it and all. This was just, I'll tell people, I say, I go to Church of Living Water. Oh, that's that house up on the hill. Yeah, it is that house up on the hill, but that's our church. But what makes this house that was somebody's home is us. It's us. The soul. We're the soul of this church. We're the ones that hold these walls. When we put our hands out, just like Jesus did on the cross, we're holding these walls up. When we're singing and putting our hands up, we're holding these walls up. We are what homecoming is about, because we are working towards our homecoming. That's what we're doing. We're working on our homecoming. Just like Jesus carried that cross. He was going to his homecoming. If it wasn't for him going to that homecoming and dying for our sins, we wouldn't be trying to get to our homecoming, and we wouldn't be sitting here having our homecoming for the church next week. But that's what it's all about. And our love is what holds this building here. I kept thinking, why does this little building keep staying and holding on? What keeps it going? The soul.